Now your forecast first, sponsored by Natex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Well, lots of sunshine out there on this beautiful Monday. Take a look at all of our cameras on the Roofing Dog iNet, and we'll take a closer look into Charleston. We've got a few clouds there, but predominantly it's blue skies and sunshine. As you can see on the satellite radar picture, we've got temperatures that are sitting into the low 40s from Springfield down to Effingham, dipping down to those 30s. It's going to get chilly again tonight as those skies remain clear, and we're forecasting lows back down into the 20s. But this week's forecast looking amazing. We'll talk more about it when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
An early morning fire killed a man and his infant daughter. What fire officials know about what happened. Plus, people in one city woke up to flat tires this morning. We'll tell you how many cars were damaged overnight.
And also tonight, the U of I has gotten FDA approval for its saliva test. What that means for you.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
I was worried about if she was going to make it or not. I was scared. Very scared.
A man and his baby daughter are dead after a house fire this morning in Vermilion. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. The fire broke out this morning at the corner of Water and North 25th Street. A woman and two other children were able to get out of the house. WCIA 3's Bryce Beament is live in our newsroom. So, Bryce, what happened out there?
Well, crews are still working to learn more, but when they got to the scene, they found the house in flames. They also saw a woman and two children standing outside. The woman told firefighters her boyfriend and infant daughter were still inside. 35-year-old Michael Phipps and Nettie Phipps were pronounced dead at the scene. The woman and other children were sent to hospitals. An aunt says her niece is still fighting for her life.
Just got out of surgery. They said there's going to be multiple surgeries she has to go through, and they said she's going to be up there for about a month up in the hospital.
Police and the state fire marshal are investigating. Several departments showed up to help put out the fire. We're working to learn more about what happened, and we will keep you updated. In the newsroom, I'm Bryce Beament, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Bryce, thank you so much. Autopsies will be performed tomorrow. The woman and children who made it out are in hospitals in Indianapolis. State police were still on the scene this afternoon. And we have an update to a fire from Saturday. It happened near North Cunningham Avenue and East Olympian Road. The Champaign County Sheriff's Office says they're investigating it as a suspicious fire. 3 outbuildings were destroyed and a 4th damaged. The homeowners said they were storing farm equipment inside them. No one was hurt.
People in Mattoon are mourning after their former fire chief died. Orrin Lockhart served as chief from 1973 to 2002. He's remembered as a great leader and mentor who helped create the Coles County Dive Team. As firefighters say, he was dedicated to his work, trained his teams frequently, and poured his heart and soul into the dive team. We're told Lockhart will be sorely missed. Police are continuing to investigate after 3 people were shot in Springfield. 2 men were hit in the leg. 1 was hit on MLK Drive, the other on East Ash Street. Investigators say they're not cooperating. A 3rd man was shot in the chest on Washington Street. Police first said he might not survive, but now he is expected to recover.
There are thousands of dollars in damages after a hit and run Saturday morning. U of I police were called about a car that had hit the Personnel Services building. They say the car looked like it had been there for a while. It was reported stolen earlier that morning in Champaign. The damage to the car was close to $3,000. The building is going to need a lot of repairs.
Cracked walls, there was some damage around the window frame where it was obvious that that wall had flexed when the car hit the wall.
Now he's encouraging you to keep your doors on your car locked. He says it's an easy way to help prevent having your car stolen. And this is a crazy story. Police investigating after someone slashed the tires on at least 100 cars. This guy right there. This happened on several neighborhood streets on the southwest side of Urbana. Police believe a man who was walking around the neighborhood overnight is responsible. Some recovered video shows him wearing, he's got on a dark colored coat with a lighter colored hoodie underneath, carrying a bag on one shoulder. The damage looks similar on all the tires, small puncture holes on the side walls.
Paying for new tires is going to be a drag. I have insurance, but my deductible is $500, so that's about the price of 4 tires anyway.
Now, they say if you have damage to your car, call to report it if you haven't already. Officers are also asking anyone with home video surveillance to check their cameras and call the department. Tonight at 6, why owners are having a tough time getting their cars fixed.
The FDA has given the green light to the U of I's saliva-based test. It gave the U of I system emergency use authorization. That means it can expand the testing beyond the university. The COVID Shield testing process has been used on campus for months. It allows for widespread testing with rapid results. Governor Pritzker said $20 million from the CARES Act will be given to provide 1 million tests across the state's 12 public universities and 48 community colleges. And now here's a look at today's COVID numbers in Illinois. The state does have 1,100 plus new cases and 20 more deaths. And there is some good news. It's the 7-day positivity rate. It remains under 3%, 2.7%. But ICU bed usage has gone down in Region 3. That's West Central Illinois. 66% of beds there are being used. The number was over 75% last week. In Region 6, East Central Illinois, 52% of beds are filled.
36 veterans died in a COVID-19 outbreak in the LaSalle Veterans Home. 2 Illinois Republicans say the Pritzker administration could have saved lives if they just followed the recommendation in a state audit. Now they want those written into the law. Our Capitol Bureau Chief, Mark Maxwell, live in Springfield now. So, Mark, this plan would require faster response times if one of these outbreaks happens.
Yeah, Jennifer, a state audit published in Governor Pritzker's second month in office outlined exactly how the state might avoid a fatal outbreak like the Legionnaires outbreak that killed a dozen veterans at the Quincy Veterans Home years ago. One of those recommendations might seem obvious. It was to speed up the response time. If staff were to warn of an outbreak at a veterans home, they want to figure out quickly how serious it might be and perform an immediate inspection on site to clamp down on that outbreak without any delay. State Senator Sue Rezin represents that district where 36 veterans died with COVID-19 in a rapid outbreak last year.
It's very troubling to both Representative Welter and I that these recommendations have not been implemented to date with this administration. If it had, we would have been in the site on day 3 at the LaSalle Veterans Home and caught all of these errors that were happening within the home, and we could have stopped the outbreak within the home, and we could have saved veterans' lives.
The state and federal departments of Veterans Affairs both made phone calls to that LaSalle Veterans Home, but didn't send anyone to show up in person for 11 days after that first outbreak. It was when inspectors arrived on scene, they found those breakdowns, the holes, for example, that hand sanitizer had no alcohol in it and was very ineffective at stopping the spread of COVID-19 as it claimed those 36 lives. Now, the Illinois Department of Public Health did sign off on and accept the recommendations from the Auditor General's office here in their report. But if this bill were to become law, it would write those recommendations as requirements into state law. Reporting from Springfield, Mark Maxwell, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Mark, thank you so much. Jurors are allowed back inside Champaign County courtrooms as of today. Judges put a pause on jury trials in December in anticipation of a holiday spike in cases. They say there's a process in place to deal with any potential backlog. They've taken some benches out of courtrooms to make more space and will bring jurors in by small groups at a time instead of all at once.
We don't want people to be worried about their health and their physical well-being while they're in the courtroom on such significant issues as we're going to be dealing with in these jury trials.
Now, if you do get called for jury duty, you can do the orientation virtually from home. The state's attorney says they will let families of victims and other people wanting to watch inside the courtrooms, but only a limited amount.
The Biden administration says it's rebuilding the immigration system, the changes it's working to make.
Plus, the president's COVID relief bill is in the Senate's hands when you could see another stimulus check in your bank account.